Hi, what's up, guys? I'm going to do a quick book review for the book called The Hunt for Skinwalker. Awesome book. Let me give you the official title name. It's going to be Hunt for Skinwalker Science Confronts the Unexplained at a Remote Ranch in Utah by Colm A. Kelleher and the one and only George Knapp, famous UFO guy right now, especially. He's right there with Jeremy Corbell. They're talking with Congress. They're trying to get the whistleblowers to talk, spill the beans. But the book, Hunt for Skinwalker, awesome, awesome book. I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought it was going to be boring. I got it in Audible. I think it's a great book for Audible if you're out doing like stuff, going out and about, if you're working out. I was just working out in the morning, doing like my 1 hour cardio sessions. I'm doing slow steady state cardio list, slow intensity steady state cardio, good for fat burning. Side topic. But I was listening to it for an hour a day for a few days. It was about like 2 or 3 weeks, but it was awesome. And if you like paranormal activity, if you like ghosts, if you like other dimensions, UFOs, Bigfoot, if you like anything like that, this book's for you. If you just want to maybe learn about the universe, learn about existence in itself, like the Big Bang, like what was like quantum mechanics. Um, I don't know anything about that stuff. Yeah, right. Don't ask me about that stuff. Like, oh, what happens to one electron happens to this other electron, or if you observe an electron, you change the other electron. Don't ask me about that stuff, but you can look it up yourself. But it talks about this nature, reality. So awesome, awesome book. The Skinwalker. That's gonna go. That's talking about this Native American folklore tradition. It's about an evil entity, like an evil witch that can transform, that can shapeshift, that can make itself appear like an animal or like a person, can control people, control animals. And this Skinwalker supposedly lives or resides in this valley. It's this basin called the Uinta Valley. I'm going to just look this up again just to be sure. So, Uinta Valley. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it correctly, but supposedly the Native Americans have said skinwalkers live in this area. And a little note about the valley itself is very paranormal. Since forever, the natives have said it's kind of a spiritual place or a paranormal place. So, all in all, this place is spooky. That's one word to describe it, spooky. So, it's definitely some place where, it's not normal, at least for most people. So, the book covers Skinwalker, the traditions, also covers, the history of the area of the specific ranch, the Skinwalker Ranch, which is actually made famous, made popular now by the History Channel. The History Channel, Skinwalker Ranch. I've actually only seen season one and season two, but because you have to pay for the seasons on you have to pay more, right? But yeah, so I've only seen season one, season two, but I think it's a pretty cool show. But if you like that show, you'll like the book. The book's gonna cover the Skinwalker Ranch from the '50s when it was initially purchased by a rancher family. They got spooked out and they sold it. They sold it to Robert Bigelow in the '90s, and that's where it ends. I'll just go over really briefly, the kind of like some cool stuff that happened in the book, just so you can see if you even want to like touch the book or read it. But pretty much how it starts off: this ranching family in about the '50s or so, they buy the parcel of land. They get it for super cheap. They're wondering like, why the heck's this land so cheap? That's how it always starts off, right? You always get something, you get hooked up on a deal. You're like, man, I'm ripping off the seller. Like, I'm getting hooked up. Let's do this. But yeah, they got a sweet deal, so they thought. They move in there. It's the rancher with his wife and his son, and pretty much they're like all hunky dory for a little bit until the paranormal stuff starts happening. They start seeing like objects being moved from their houses and like being misplaced, things being moved around, hearing knocking on their door, no one there. Start seeing like orbs of light throughout their property, throughout their house and their rooms. They're being freaked out. And then the thing that freaks them out the worst is pretty much this one day when this wolf, out of nowhere, in the middle of the day, they're all outside by their cattle. This big giant black wolf, bigger than an average wolf, comes out of nowhere, strolls up to them, starts attacking their calf right in front of them. No fear of humans. That's strange. The farmer guy, he's like, what the heck's this, son? Get me my guns. They get the guns. The farmer guy starts shooting at it first with a revolver. I think it was a Magnum, shooting it like boom, 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 boom. Nothing happened. He was going like, what the F? Then the father's like, dude, get me the rifle, 30-06, the bigger hunting rifle that's meant for big game. Starts shooting into it. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing happened. The wolf at this point finally looks at him, like respects him a little bit. Chunks of flesh being ripped out of his body, hairs being ripped out of his body, like fur. It just looks at him, starts bleeding, and then just walks away. And then like they start freaking out. The dad, the son, the wife, they're like, what the heck is this? The son and the dad, they run after it, they chase after it. They're searching, they're looking at the blood trail. They're looking at the footprints. They follow it for about a mile. And then all of a sudden it disappears. All that stuff, the footprints, the blood trail is gone. It just stops. In the middle of the path or the middle of the forest, it just goes nowhere. Like it just disappeared, like it flew off or something. So then that happens. That's one crazy part. Another crazy part too is this is crazier. The wife is out in the kitchen. Maybe I'm confusing the timeline here, but the wife's in the kitchen. She's washing the dishes. All of a sudden, she looks out in the middle of the field, like outside her kitchen window. She sees a wolf standing on its hind legs, like pretty much like a werewolf, looking at her, like glaring at her from like 200 yards out. She looks at it. She doesn't say anything because she thinks she's losing her damn mind. She keeps it to herself. And then later she finds out that her son witnessed something like that too. So, yeah, if you can believe that, right? Who knows? You never know this stuff. You never know with like information knowledge that so much BS can happen. It's so hard to find the truth. But then they experience that. And then another experience too is like the dad was out with his horses. He was like tending to his horses. All of a sudden, this weird creature. It was like a hyena type platypus creature with a weird tail, like a platypus or something like that. I don't know, but starts trying to harass his horses, like trying to bite the horses. All of a sudden, he's observing this from like a few hundred yards out. He's going like, "What the heck is that thing messing around with my horses?" He goes out to investigate. All of a sudden, after he realizes it's a predator, he doesn't know what it is. He starts to grab his gun, and for some reason that creature realized that the guy was going for the gun. It just runs off and escapes. So some crazy stuff happening in this book, right? Another one too in the book, pretty much, this is when the ranch was sold to Robert Bigelow. This guy's a big-time billionaire real estate tycoon. This guy, I respect this guy. This guy, he made his money like in real estate, but he has a passion for the paranormal. He's trying to explore the world, see how it works. Anyway, so he buys the ranch in the 90s. He gets a whole team of scientists. They set up all their cameras, their microphones. They have the whole thing set up. He has his whole team of scientists there just waiting and observing. One night they see the scientists with their night vision cameras. They see a portal. I kid you not. A portal open up from like a few hundred yards out in the middle of the night. A portal like you'd see out of a movie where like a big giant hole open up in the sky and a Bigfoot type creature, like 7-8 foot tall creature climbs out of the portal and just walks off into the friggin' forest. Insanity, right? So crazy stuff like this in this book. Also another story in the book, this is regards to the Skinwalker. Pretty much a cop was saying that he was out on patrol, like he was driving the desert roads over there. He sees a skinwalker on the side of the, or no, he sees a wolf on the side of the road, or at least what he thinks is a wolf, while he's driving down on the side of the road going like 40 or 60 miles an hour. All of a sudden he sees it like running parallel to his, next to his car. He's going, what the heck is this thing doing? He realizes it's some sort of like animal. It's like a wolf on its hind legs running like right next to his car going like 40, 60 miles an hour. So stuff like that. And then like, so really awesome book. Again, I highly recommend it if you like spooky things, especially now for Halloween. Spooky things if you love Bigfoot, UFOs, extraterrestrials, ghosts, paranormal stuff. And like, again, like I said, the quantum explanations for this phenomenon. I loved it. I'd give the book I'd give this book a 9.5 out of 10. I liked it. I just wish kind of they would revise it, like kind of what's happening now. I mean, obviously, it was made 2005, but I think if it had like some sort of revision to see like what's going on now, it'd be cooler. But no, good book. If you like the stuff, it's for you. I'd recommend an Audible. It's a good read too, but also reading it like physical form or on Kindle, that's probably better. But yeah, definitely recommend it. If you have any questions about it, just write in the comments. I'll get back to you, and hopefully this helped you out.